Hello and welcome to the Spotlight Authors Edition. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm joined by.
Renee, all the way from Silver Spring, Maryland.
All right. And I'm so happy to be here today. Um, Let me before we get started and we have a wonderful guest. I want to first start off by kind of just going over what this show is. The Spotlight's Authors Edition is Renee is our expert author as well as editor extraordinaire, and I'm learning how to write novels. And through this journey, we are working together, and we're gonna share it with our audience. Now, sometimes, most of the time, we'll be interviewing different authors or people in the book game. Um, and other times we'll just talk about different things to help people along the way. So I will serve as the newbie, and she will serve as the she's Yoda, and I'm Luke before he
Oh
became.
my gosh.
So um, before uh, before we bring on our guests, you want to say anything about yourself?
Uh, sure. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. Writer, editor, also illustrator. So I've written several children's books with my twin sister, and we're working on I guess, a novel also right now. So yeah,
Right. And
that's me.
at some point we will get more deep in depth about your children's book. So
Okay.
yes. Okay, now that we got all of that business out the way, let's introduce our wonderful guests. We have the wonderful Cynthia Exum. How you doing?
Fine, fine.
Hi,
Thank you
Cynthia.
so much. Hi, Renee. Thank you so much for this invitation, and I'm excited to be here.
Now, Cynthia is the CEO, the founder, the grand poobah of this wonderful this wonderful event called the Leimert Park Village Book Fair, which I've
Yes.
attended many times, and we're going to go into depth about that. But this is your first time on Indie Radio, our network, and this show, we wanted to kind of give an origin story about you. So let's start off with where are you from originally?
I am originally from Los Angeles, born and raised here in wonderful city of Angels, and schooled here, community here, family here, and very happy to be contributing to the community in some way.
All right. And let's talk about it. 'Cause since this is all about books and authorship and whatnot. When you were a young lady, were you did you read a lot?
People ask me that a lot. Yeah, I read just as much as everyone else read. Um, Books were very important in our household. Education was very, very important. Going to school, getting a good education, going to college was something that my parents and my grandparents really encouraged. So definitely, I would have to say that education was very important in my upbringing.
Hmm. What were
What's
some?
been one of your? Oh, sorry. Oh,
No, no, go
what's
ahead.
been one of you? Some of your I guess, greatest influences in, I guess, your journey to the book fair.
Wow, my journey to the book fair. Let's see. Well, again, just my family influences, just having books in the home and knowing how very important it is to be a reader and to find knowledge and empowerment in the things that we read. Obviously, very, very important. Later on, I mean, I went to college and came back and went to UCLA. And at the time that I was attending UCLA, there was the Festival of Books was actually at UCLA versus at USC, where it is right now.
Mm.
And I remember just just being at awe at the just having all of these organizations come together, literary organizations, educational organizations, authors coming together to celebrate the written word. And I just thought that it was just a very empowering thing, a very empowering day. So, in terms of just having something and creating something in our community, um, it happened when SO1 opened up its doors in Leimert Park that year, and it was really exciting. They've been around for a very long time, but when they moved to Leimert Park, I just thought, I said, well, wow, why don't we have a wonderful book fair or festival here in our community? And it really literally started like that, just kind of celebrating the opening of SO1, celebrating the written word in our community. And I didn't think that it would really kind of take off, but it did. And here we are now, 15 years later.
All right, and we're gonna get more in depth into the book fair, but I just want to kind of still get a little bit of your background. I see that you've done quite a lot in your career, um, and one of the things that really jump out, and this is not in book about being anything to do with writing or anything like this, is that talk about your work with the reform of the prison system. It's pretty interesting.
Yes, yes. Well, I was selected as a Senate fellow for the California State Senate in 1991, I believe, or 92. I can't remember the exact year. It was a wonderful opportunity to go and work for the state legislature. And as a fellow, you get the opportunity to work with a legislator on different issues. And at that time, it was with Senator Dan McCorkadell. And you as a fellow, it's an internship. You get an opportunity to work on issues affecting your community, and I really felt very passionate about prison reform and what was going on in our community with the high incarceration rates, especially as it relates to women. And I came up with kind of drafting a legislation dealing with addressing the high incarceration of nonviolent female offenders. So that was an amazing opportunity, um, which just kind of really influenced my work in terms of just knowing that an individual can make an impact in their community. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I was muted.
Oh,
What was that whole experience like? I mean, I can imagine feeling that sense of responsibility and doing such a thing.
well, it was a year-long fellowship, and I was selected from a national pool of over 1,000 individuals for like maybe 12 slots for that year term. But it was amazing because you meet all these incredibly talented individuals that come to the California State Legislature to do work at the state level. At the time that I was there, I had an opportunity. I didn't get to work with him, but Willie Brown was the speaker at that time, and he's considered like an incredible person and who really made some impact in our community. So yeah, it was just really a wonderful, empowering opportunity to be around people who were just about trying to do the business of making an impact.
Mhm. And I see that you've done a lot of work, not just in the Black community, but in other communities. Can you speak to that?
Yes, yes. Well, coming back, well, actually before I went to the as a Senate fellow, before I was selected, and then also going back because they always want you to take back your experience as a fellow and take it back into the community and see how you can have an impact, either running for office or maybe heading an organization. Um, but going back to working at the local level and the county level, I worked for some council offices for Councilman Robert Farrell at that time. A lot of people may not remember him, but he was, yeah, so he was a person who was just really active in the community. Um, but working there and then also working with some nonprofits with different diverse communities um, always was kind of an inspiration. Asian, um, Hispanic, just working with different diverse communities was something that was kind of always interested in, as well as my own.
Mm. Yeah. Now, when you work with these other communities, was there anything that you learned just from the transference of your work as well as what the communities have to give back?
Um, that we're all in a struggle together to make to better our communities. I think is the one thing that that's consistent lesson that I've learned, a thread with all of our communities. We're all trying to have better education, um, job opportunities. Um, these are all things that we're all of our communities are interested in, no matter what our ethnicity or our background, our cultural backgrounds. So that's something that I definitely learned. Um, and try to incorporate that in terms of my work within my own community. So, yes.
All right. So let's transition to the book fair. Now, let me start off by saying I'm a huge fan of the book fair. I've
Thank you.
actually covered it 3 times uh,
Mhm.
over the years, and I think it's something that is just remarkable. You kind of touched on it, but let's kind of once again um, talk about what is the Leimert Park Village Book Fair. Talk about the location and uh, and what you aim to do with it every year.
Okay. Let's see. What did you say? Location?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. And then what was the other one that you said?
Talk about what you aim to do every year as well.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the history of where it stemmed from. Obviously, it was in Leimert Park on Degna Boulevard, which is considered the epicenter of the African American cultural scene. We were there for the first, I would say, uh, 8 or 9 years of our existence there with the SO1. And it was a wonderful opportunity. The very first year that we did the book fair, we had over like 2,500 people come out. And I believe that year, we always try to have special uh, authors or artists that participate. In that year, we had Cynthia St. James, who was our official artist, and she did our official poster for that art kind of coming out, our inaugural event. So the event started off in Leimert Park. It grew and grew, and we were approached by the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall to relocate it over to their venue to see if they could, with their partnership, make it help it grow even more. And we did. I believe we did that in 2000, 2000. Oh, I'm so sorry. We did that in 2015, I believe, we moved the event over to the mall, and it was a really a great move from our standpoint, because the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall helped us with promotion. It helped us with marketing, and we were very excited with this partnership. So that's where we are right now, and that's where we have been the past six years. Now, 2 years, I will tell you that we were, because of the pandemic, like everybody else,
Mm.
we were locked down, and we had as a result of being locked down, we went into hiatus. We did like a virtual program for 2 years. and that was amazing. Something similar to what we're doing right now. And as a result of that lockdown, we were able to access and get a hold uh, of artists and authors who we might not have had the opportunity to, because people were able to, like in Chicago or New York or wherever they were in their hotel rooms, they could join us, and we didn't have to get bogged down in trying to literally bring them all to our event. So the 2 years that would happen for the that we were in lockdown and we were during the pandemic, in our virtual programming, it was a huge, huge, huge success. So that this past year, we kind of stepped forward into coming back to in-person programming. And I don't know if you attended, this is our last program with Omar Epps and also with Eric LaSalle. We did a kind of some more of a toned down a little bit mini book fair. Yay! And it was a pretty amazing in terms of just kind of we focused it on like a writers symposium, and we invited exhibitors out to participate. There were like maybe like about 20 or so that we participated. Now, obviously, this is different. If you participated in the past, you know that our usual book fair prior to the pandemic, we've had literally 75, 100, or even more exhibitors who would come out. There would be literary exhibitors, um, educational organizations, the different libraries, the different any organization that is about promoting education, literacy, and the love of reading in our community. We definitely embrace them and invited them to participate in our event. So this past year, very successful event. And for in terms of next year, our future, we like to return it to how it was pre-pandemic. In other words, just doing our full-fledged, just bringing everybody together and doing as large a event that we possibly can um, for 2024. So that's our goal for next year, is to kind of return to where we were pre-pandemic.
So for someone like me who's from Maryland, and I
Yeah.
visited Leimert Park, but I haven't been to the book fair yet. And you want to get back to how it was before. Take someone like me on a tour of what that would look like.
Oh, that's an excellent question. So, so basically, depending on our venue, for example, it would, we would have like a main stage,
Hmm.
and this would feature different authors, author talks, panel discussions on our very large main stage. And then we would also have a children's stage, and the children's stage would have all of its wonderful children's authors, uh, different participants pertaining to children's education would participate on that particular stage. We've also had, and hopefully we'll have, like a poet stage where we would invite poets to come out and recite poetry and read from their books, and that's always a wonderful addition to our programming. We would also have, for example, like artists. Sometimes we like to also incorporate the arts and cultural participants and organizations to come and participate. So it's kind of nice. It's a wonderful, I'd say, smorgasbord of just everybody coming together to celebrate the written word. If you're an author, if you're a poet, if you're a musician, if whatever your interest is, if it's pertaining to education, literacy, and spreading and promoting the love of reading in our community, we definitely would embrace you and invite you to participate in our event.
Okay, and if someone was interested in becoming a exhibitor, a vendor, what's that process?
Well, we definitely have like um, applications that are usually become available like 6 months out. So if you are interested in for next year, 2024, definitely go to our website at www.lemertparkbookfair.com. That's www.lemertparkbookfair.com. And we will have kind of a link that goes to the applications for people to participate.
I'm currently writing a novel, so my
Oh,
hope is that
good.
it'll be ready to go and I can be in the book fair next year. So fingers
Oh,
crossed.
oh, wonderful,
so uh,
wonderful.
let's hope. Um, let's talk about this year's show because I thought it was fantastic.
Oh,
Um,
great.
and remember, I helped out the night before, so
Oh,
she don't even remember me
oh, wait,
carrying
oh,
all
wait.
that
Oh,
stuff.
stand up, and then I remember you.
I carried all that stuff from the van all the way,
Yes, 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 yes. Okay,
and
definitely,
but
definitely.
she
And
had
I
so much
appreciate it.
going on. She had a lot of going on, and
No,
we were
but
putting
we,
those stands together for the.
yeah.
But
Well, tell everybody it's a lot of work, and we
yeah,
definitely we appreciate, and we definitely depend on wonderful participants and volunteers in the community that come out and help us pull everything together. So it's, I tell people, and it's definitely a labor of love, especially when it comes together the next day and you come back and you're like, you came back the next day, right?
right.
Okay, good.
And
Well,
shout out to Joyce Hogan, who
oh yeah, oh most definitely,
my
amazing.
conduit,
Yes, yes, yes.
into it.
And
So
she's been with the book fair from day one. She has been with the book fair with in terms of just, you know, being a community representative, liaison, working as a producer, so associate producer in terms of helping with develop programming and different outreach. So yeah, definitely a great shout out to Joyce Hogan for sure.
now, this year, I mean, we'll get to the main the keynote speakers, but I thought you had a very nice, tight group of exhibitors, and
Mm,
I was
mhm.
able to talk to virtually every exhibitor, and some of them are going to come on the show in the next couple of weeks or
Ooh,
so.
wonderful.
So, but one of the exhibitors is actually from your neck of the woods, Renee, the Hurston Wright Foundation, and
Mhm.
I had a very good brief conversation with Khadijah,
Mm, mhm, mhm.
I really enjoyed what they have going on, and it's right in your neck of the woods in DC, uh, and
Well, we
also
were very fortunate to get her and for her to come on board. I think she's the executive director for the foundation, and they do amazing work in terms of having writing programs for authors, and in terms of helping to train and nurture future writers and authors. So we were very fortunate to have her participation.
and a funny thing also happened. So I'm doing interviews with the different authors,
Hmm.
and one of the authors she looked very familiar, and I'm like, and we kind of was looking at each other, right? So I started talking to her husband,
Hmm.
and when I talked to her husband, I was like, "Where you guys from?" And he's like, "Oh, we're both from here." I said, "What
Hmm.
what high school did you guys go to?" And he
Hmm.
said his high school, and then he said, "Oh yeah, my wife went to some crazy high school downtown." I was like, "Is it Bravo Medical Magnet?" And I was like, I realized I knew her from high school, but, we,
Wow.
Wow.
but I graduated in '95, so it was quite a long time ago. So I knew who she was, but we wasn't like homies or anything. But we definitely remembered each other from high school, and once we realized that we had went to high school and graduated the same year, it was pretty cool. So
Mhm.
I ran into someone from high school in at the book fair, which I thought was pretty good. But also talk about, you have a very good and please excuse my ice maker. I
Okay.
should have turned it off. As you can see, I haven't done a show in a while, so I got my ice maker.
No
Normally I do
worries.
stuff. But uh Malik Books. Talk about
Yeah.
them and the collaboration there.
Yes, thank you so much. A big, big shout out to Malik Muhammad and his wonderful wife, April Muhammad, the owners of Malik Books. They have a bookstore there in the mall, and they also have a bookstore at the Westfield Mall. Also, people would know that as the formerly the in old school, the Fox Hills Mall.
Mhm.
But Malik, we has been a supporter of one of our exhibitors for years. He was one of our participants, and this about maybe 3 years ago, he approached me and he said, Cynthia, we would love to partner with you and work with you in terms of bringing some authors here. And it has been like a match made in heaven because his bookstore is so supportive of the work that we do in the community, of our mission that we do in the community. But then also they're becoming a really wonderful pillar in our community right now. And Malik and his wife April are to be commended for the work that they do. I think they have a Wonderland event that's coming up. You should have him on your show.
I
He's
did.
gonna,
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get that interview with him. Yeah,
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 he's
I,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I want to have him on the show. He's a,
yeah, he's gonna have a some programming this for the holiday where he's gonna be giving out over 1,000 books and
wow.
toys for the holiday. And then also we are going to be working together on some programming and for Black History Month in February at the West Side at the West Field Mall this February.
Isn't every mall Westfield Mall? Like it seems
You
like
know, well,
We have that here too.
I know. Well,
they have a monopoly on the malls.
Right.
yeah, well, it seemed like that, huh?
Right, right.
I know. Well, I know that
It
the
may
ownership
be.
has, Westfield owns
Yes.
Fox Hills, and then they also own Century City.
Hmm.
Those
Mhm.
are those are the two that I know of.
Right.
So yeah,
Now, you drive through America or go through America, it's like everywhere
You
is
see
Westfield.
Westfield. Yeah, we have two here, at least in
oh
Maryland.
really?
So,
Oh,
mhm.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so
There.
I'm assuming it's the same.
Oh, it's definitely the same. Yeah, they
Yeah.
the
Well, if anything, to kind of help to in the terms of their ownership, I've seen definitely how they really keep the malls up, and that is to be
Hmm.
commended. At least in the
Yes.
malls that I have attended, they put a lot of effort into what it looks like and the stores that are there. So, and they're just also interested in community programming, which is the reason why we are going to be Malik and I are going to be working on some programming there in February.
Before Renee asks her question, I want to say something to all the people that are listening. Is one thing I did when I went to the book fair is I bought a book from every single exhibitor, at
Wow.
least one book. Some I bought two. So
Mm-hmm.
I had you had those gift bags.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my gift bag was full. You know what I mean? Of I had a ton of books. And I think it's
Yeah.
important. I think it's really important for people when they go to these book fairs, especially in our community, Black Book
Mm-hmm.
Fair, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
especially, is you should go there with the intent to buy.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I mean, it's cool to be a looky loo, and I know you're happy people show up,
Mm-hmm.
but but I really want people to purchase the books,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's even a
Hmm.
genre you like or not. Support the authors.
Just to support. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just support the
Yeah.
authors
And then
because
you
yeah,
I'm just that I mean that's wonderful because you can also give the books away to
Right.
family, friends. This is the holiday season.
Hmm.
It's a wonderful they're wonderful gifts, birthday gifts.
yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, as an author, a published author, that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing I found. I guess over the years, I'm a book girl, so I like holding the book. But because we're digital and
Digital.
everything, everybody's like, "Well, just send me. Do you have an ebook?" Well, what
Mm-hmm.
about the physical book? So yeah, I know for events such as like your book fair and stuff like that, then people
Oh,
want.
oh yeah.
Oh, I
I,
love to
all,
send it.
all my
Definitely.
other books are in the other room. I would bring them out. I
Oh,
have a ton of them. But this is an example of, and this is Joyce Hogan's niece.
Niece.
oh,
Uh,
Yes.
okay.
and she's gonna
Kelsey.
come on the
Yes.
show, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just an example of what you can pick up. I'm trying to, you know,
The promotion.
I had everybody like sell.
Trying
I
to
mean, sign
show.
their books. So, you know, so
Hmm. Yeah, that's a
I mean,
children's author. Yes, yes.
just like if it's coming in what November.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, we put it in November, but it's usually from October, November is usually our time. But well,
just slide some money over to the side, and
Right.
bring
And
about
come buy a book.
about $150, whatever. Just see and buy some books. But okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Renee.
Oh no, you're fine. So, so since you had actors there, Eric LaSalle
mm,
and Omar Epps, what did they bring to your book fair?
well, I think that they brought the excitement of just their being a celebrity and people kind of knowing
Hmm.
their names
Okay.
was definitely a nice draw. But what I like about the authors that we come, whether they're known or unknown, is that it's about promoting literacy. It's about
Hmm.
promoting education. And that is what we really, really appreciate when people, no matter who they are, they come and it's about like, okay, how can I contribute to this day where we're all coming together to, celebrate the written word. um, I was really impressed by Eric and also Omar because they were just complete gentlemen in terms of just how they just came. They were like they weren't like like, okay, I'm a celebrity, treat me a certain
Hmm.
kind of way. They were like, okay, what do I need to do in order to connect with the community, to be a part of the program? And I think Eric LaSalle, he did like a master's kind of program in terms of how to write
Okay.
uh, nonfiction. He's a mystery writer. He was being interviewed by Gary Phillips, one of our local favorites from the beginning. And so that was magnificent. Omar Epps is a budding, award-winning, youth adult writer, fantasy writer, and so we were excited that he would bring like his excitement for that genre to our book fair. So that's what we really really like when we like authors, whether they're known or up and coming, just to come and say, hey, how can we what can we do to promote the written word? And you mentioned Kelsey. I tell you, she was amazing to be a part of the book fair, because I was telling her, when she was wanted to be a part of it. I said, well, are you sure this is not like the usual book fair? She says, no, no, no. I want to be a part of it. I want to, I want to, promote it. And I want people to know that I've written this book. And so, yeah, that's the excitement that we love on the day of the event when we all come together and it's something positive that is promoted in our community.
Did you know that Eric and Omar had a connection?
No, oh no, someone said that they were on a show or something,
It
or
was me who said it.
oh really?
Yeah. See, Omar was on ER, and a
Oh,
lot of people, of course, they remember Eric. And Eric LaSalle's character badgered Omar Epps so much that he committed suicide by jumping in front of a train.
no.
Yeah. So like,
No, oh no.
yeah.
I
So
don't
yeah,
even want to recount that story.
yeah. Well, I
Oh
mean, it was
gosh.
TV. It was TV. So
Yeah, okay.
Omar is very much alive.
Very much. We saw that. Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I mentioned it to Eric, and he laughed.
Oh,
But I didn't
okay.
get a chance to mention it to Omar. So
Well, you mentioned earlier that
mhm.
you like the exhibitors that we had there, and for this year, because we didn't have all of our, it wasn't kind of like an open call for everyone. We did want to give people a little bit of a taste of the book fair. We had children's authors there. We had some special exhibitors like
The tea
people,
guy.
huh?
You had a guy with these
Yeah,
tea
giving
that
out
was
tea.
yeah, it
Exactly, exactly. He
was
was
really good too. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a black entrepreneur who sells his own tea. So you know, we asked him if he would like,
Lawrence Charles is his name.
yeah, exactly, Lawrence Charles, who would come out and give out have people have books and tea, and
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
yeah,
That's
so that
cool.
was
Yeah.
a very, very nice afternoon of books and tea sort of a thing. So that was good. Let's see, who else did we have there? Yeah,
yeah.
we
The
have
the drummers were
the
there.
kids drummers that were there from trans figurational church, and they were amazing. They performed at the book fair. We usually open the book fair up with a special drumming. It could be it's like the women's drumming drum uh, set that will come in and open up for us. Or we may have we had an orchestra, African American orchestra that would come out. So we really try to do it where it's a nice little showcase of our talented people in our community.
And you had I was trying to find it on the website, but uh, you had a older black lady who wrote a book with her grandson or great grandson. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know who it Malik.
Malik. Yeah,
Yeah,
Malik's Magic Hat.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Magic African alphabet hat. I'm sorry.
yes.
I didn't say
Alphabet
it
hat. Oh yeah, you have a good
right.
memory. Yes.
So I interviewed his great grandmother, and she had a lot to say. She was awesome,
Oh,
and she really talked, and it's a it's a it's a lot. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing to but she was fantastic, and hopefully I
yeah.
can get her and her great grandson on the show. But
Oh, that would be amazing
she's a
because
very sweet
it's
person.
it's opportunities like that to be captured, you know, that live on, and so
Yeah.
that would be amazing. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, for
yeah.
sure.
But yeah, you had terrific authors, and there's always a really good vibe at the event.
Hmm.
And just going forward, do you have any ideas that you can share with us? I know you want to get back to the way it was, but is there anything that you're thinking maybe that you may add that you can speak on, or are we just what are we gonna?
Well, I definitely want to have it where it's out on one platform where everybody is able to kind of move from one stage or one area to the other
Mhm.
with different activations. Like say, for example, the first when we were in Leimert, we had like a museums row. We
Mm.
had like a children like where we would invite all the top museums institutions to come and to participate. It could have been like the Peterson's Museum,
Our author study club too.
OCA, Art the Study Club, which was definitely one of the organizations that have been with the book fair from the beginning. Um, so just having the space to be able to have go back to how all of our different activations, as we talked about, Renee, with the different components, with the children's stage, the poet stage, um, the main stage, all of these different stages, we would have programming like all day long, starting from like 10 until 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And then usually we might come together at the end for like a community forum where we talk about an issue or we discuss an issue pertaining to something important in our community. We've had some incredible people like Isabel Wilkerson. Um, we had last year, well, we had a virtual last year, but we had Tabitha Brown. We have Layla
You had
I,
Eric Monty one year. Eric Monty, the
Eric
creator.
who?
Eric Monty, the creator of Good Times
Oh,
and
yes, yes,
Cooley High. I had a chance to speak with him as
right,
well, which was
right,
really cool. You know,
right, right.
yeah.
And that's the one thing we really enjoy doing is bringing out individuals to our community. They don't have to go out to you know, and travel outside of the community. It's like they come, to the community and and talk about their work or talk about their books or talk about their presentations. That's something that we really, really
You,
like.
you know who else I got a chance to speak with who was exhibitor is you've seen the movie Friday, Miss Parker.
Yes, yes.
Um, I can't. I'm so sorry. Her name is Kathleen Bradley, I believe. Catherine Bradley.
Yeah, yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that was so cool. And she was the sister up from the Price is Right,
Mhm,
as
mhm.
That's right.
well.
Yeah.
So
That's
Miss Parker
right.
was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Erica Alexander, she was at the same thing.
Mhm.
And the other, what's the other one that was John Hinton's lady on Living Single?
Oh,
Oh, wait a
Kim.
minute.
Kim.
Not
What's her
Kim
last name?
Fields, but Kim Coles.
Coles. Yeah.
Kim
Yeah,
Cole.
she was
Mrs.
there. Yeah,
Cole.
she was there
Hmm.
like the next year after the one with Erica Alexander. So
Mhm.
yeah, so
And
you
then
had a lot of fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of people when they come out, they're like, "Wow, this is amazing to have this." Like you said, it's a we try to run a tight ship in terms of just how it's produced and making sure that things are just run smoothly and people have a really wonderful experience and they know that we aim to have a really wonderful presentation um, for everyone and a wonderful experience for everyone that participates. And I have to give a shout out to all of our sponsors who help us who help us support our efforts because we could not do it without them. Obviously, our hosts for the past 6 years, the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall, their staff and their management have been very, very supportive. The California Gas Company has been with us from day one. And then also, we have other sponsors like the City of Los Angeles and the County of Los Angeles. Depending on who's in office, will support us with funds or rentals. And then, yeah. So it's a definitely it's a collective effort to try to produce a great event in the community.
Yeah, me personally, I've had so many great experiences at the book fair, talking to different authors and whatnot. Um, that reminds me is you probably I know you were very busy, so maybe you don't even remember this, but there was a woman who wrote a book with her daughter. It was Bettina Washington and Fatima Washington. Do you remember them?
Yes, I do remember that Fatima.
She wrote
Yeah.
a book called Cliff Dancer: My Love Affair with Ivan Dixon.
Oh, wow.
Which I remember when she's an older lady
Oh,
and she
okay.
was talking about the book and I really didn't know what it was about. I mean, and she's
Mhm.
talking about how she had this torrid affair with the actor Ivan Dixon and she wrote it with her daughter and I thought it was so strange. She was sweet. That lady was so sweet too. And she was just talking about and she was just like with this glee on how she's talking about this affair she had with Ivan Dixon, and she waited until he passed away so she could write the book.
She
She
waited
could
until
tell
he
tell all.
I actually have that interview with her on my YouTube channel, but it was really, I mean, that's just an example of some of the you don't know what you're gonna get, when you
yeah,
talk with some of the books, but
yeah.
you have
And that's the wonderful thing. Like you said, you're going to be exploring the opportunity, the task of writing a book. So we hope to see you there. So it's like every year we are excited when people, I'm very excited when people come to me and they say, Cynthia, I'm going to be writing a book, and I'm looking forward to being able to have my book showcase there. It's just wonderful satisfaction to know that the book fair helps to inspire or motivate people to write their, to write their thoughts down, and give it back to the community.
Now, Renee is a identical twin, and
No, okay, Renee.
Yes.
she writes books with her sister.
Okay.
So
Yes.
the goal is to get her sister to come from Maryland to with her to LA so they can promote their next book and some of their
Okay. Well,
previous.
that'll be wonderful, and we will welcome you with open arms.
Thank
And
you very
maybe I'll have a
much.
booth right next to her, with
You
mine.
may.
So you never
So,
know. So
what type of book are you thinking about writing, Renee?
Well, the ones that I do with my sister, we write children's books. So
Okay.
we write them together, and then I do all the illustrations.
You do the
And
illustration. Okay.
we've published two already, and we're working on our third one now. We have probably 15 written. We just have to now
Oh,
finish,
wow.
the
Mhm.
illustrations and publish them. So yeah, so we're
Okay.
always writing.
Always writing, huh? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
so
So
Yes. Yes.
as you've gone through the years with the book fair, what's one challenge that helped you grow
I'm sorry. Say that
in
again. What?
as you've had the book fair over
Hmm.
the years? What's something that challenged you that helped you grow the book fair or do something different with it?
Something that's helped me challenge me to do something. Well, um, knowing that we can always um, do it bigger and
Mm-hmm.
better, and going after individuals that people think won't come to the community, but knowing that we can just try.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for example, like Layla Ali, we literally created a cooking stage because one year, about three, well, actually in 2019, right before the pandemic, or
Mm-hmm.
right before the pandemic, she came out with her own seasonings and she came out with her own book. But before that, we had approached her about coming to the community, and she said, "Well, not this year, and maybe in the future." And we thought, "Oh, gosh, she would be such a great person to
Right.
bring out to the community." The next year, just everything aligned really well, where she accepted. And when I tell you that it was very similar to this past year, where people were standing in long lines. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people were standing in long lines to get books signed by her, and she was a wonderful presenter. So I think the challenge is always to just kind of go after individuals that we know will enrich our programming,
Mm-hmm.
and really get people fired up to come out and, like Kinte, and buy those books, and support all of the authors. I think that is the challenge. Um, I work with just a second. I work with my wonderful PR person who's been with me as well for since the day one, Walisa Bennett, and we are already talking about, like, trying to go after some, really wonderful big people that we know would really excite the community and bring people out. So, you know, it's always like magic for us. Like, who
Mm-hmm.
can we go after, and who can we, bring to how these individuals can excite people about their work, and also about the work of promoting education in our community.
have you reached out to our former president Obama?
Yeah, you know what? We considered
Oh,
that.
and Michelle too, because she's an author.
Oh,
She's
that's
an
right.
author. Yeah.
Can't forget about the
Well,
first
we
lady.
would definitely be honored to have their participation and their involvement. That means that would come with a lot of security and a lot of other
Right.
things.
Get patted down.
Yes.
But
Hey, you'll be
definitely,
working.
if it's possible, we would definitely do everything we could within our power to make them comfortable and welcome them uh, to our events.
Hey,
So
if they need an extra sniper,
yeah, like he has some wonderful books, and I think Michelle has some really excellent
Hmm.
books as well. So we never think that we always think everyone is within reach. We never think that someone
Right.
is not
Mm.
approachable or not someone that we could approach and participate in our event. I remember I had Ava DuVernay uh, in
Okay.
our who came out, and this is like 10 years ago. She came out and I asked her if she would come out and do a panel presentation on Black films. And this is when we were in Leimert
Mm.
Park, so you can see how long ago that was. And then she, obviously has blown up. And so, it's always really exciting when we have people come out into the community and participate, you know?
well, uh, there should be nobody out of reach. This is a staple in our community, and it's very important that we support this event and keep it going. Now, you guys are 501c3, right?
Yes, we are. Yes.
So, are you guys accepting donations?
Yes, we do. We do accept donations. And if anyone is interested in supporting the event, www. Leimert Park Village, LeimertParkBookFair.com.
Mhm.
Sure.
Do you guys ever do crowdfunding to help kick off?
No, we don't do crowdfunding, but we do accept donations.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um, well, look, as you know, I'm a big lover of this event, and Joyce will tell you, I every year I ask about when is it going to be this year? I want to participate. I want to go,
Mhm.
and so in the future, I know I helped out a little bit this year, but
And I'm gonna tell you something, you were a great help. We really did appreciate your support. So even if someone is out there and you don't have a book and you wanted to come and participate and volunteer, we definitely will welcome you with open arms.
yeah, yeah, going forward, I definitely want to help out a little more, and obviously, I want to get. Hopefully, I'll have my book ready for there. But okay, so the last thing is, how can we get you in social media if somebody wanted to contact you for whatever reason? Do you have an email are you on social media?
Yes, the book fair is on social media. I am not on social media.
So you're not getting me.
No, I'm not on social media, but the book fair is on social media, and you can. I have it here. You follow us on Twitter at Leimert Park BF. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at Leimert Park BF. So it's at Leimert Park. That's LEIMERT Park Book Fair BF. So definitely, you
And
know,
I'll add that into show notes so people can.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And we definitely like to keep in touch with you. And if you have any recommendations on different authors or different programs or different topics that we can, tackle or converse on, definitely let us know. You can also reach me, exumc12 at gmail.com. Again, that's xmc12 at gmail.com if you want to, somehow get involved in some capacity. We're always looking for really great people to help us, staff, volunteers, sponsors. If you have an organization out there that you would like to, you know, like say, hey, I like for our organization to be represented at the book fair. We definitely would love to have your involvement.
All right. And Renee, oh, wait, one last thing. Is there anything we should be on the lookout from you besides next year's book fair? Do you have anything you want to tell the public about, or is the book
Um,
fair? the next thing?
Well, I know that we will have this special Black History Month event taking place at the Westfield Mall in Fox. If you're here in Los Angeles, definitely come out. And they will start doing promotion on that within another few weeks. I think that's the second week of February, where we'll just do special, like just special programming for as everyone else is doing for Black History Month. So that's one of the events that we're doing, and then also we do have other programming. Besides the book fair, we work with the one of our partners is the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh wow.
And every year well, for the past few years, we've been involved with uh, curating their pre-show for the Hollywood Bowl jazz festival. And so what we would do is that we bring out different artists, and then we might do like this past year we did a tribute to the celebration. It was like the 50th anniversary of hip hop, so we had different artists come out, and then we had book displays on different hip hop books and artists. And that was really well received. But that changes every year. But that's one of our programs that we do. We have a program in the prison system where we send books to prisoners, and that's a partnership that we had with the LA Sentinel as well, where the LA Sentinel would send some of their newspapers to individuals in the community. So we do like to look at different creative, innovative ways to promote education in our community, no matter where we are. So whether you're in prison, whether you're at the Hollywood Bowl, or whether you're in Leimert Park, wherever you are, we're definitely want to connect with you in terms of just our synergy and promoting something positive and empowering in our community.
All right, all right. Renee, should we be on the lookout for anything from you?
Sure. Their children's book. Working on finishing up now, so it's hopefully will be done. Maybe for the book fair.
Yeah. So
Next
Renee,
step
are
is
you where are you? You're in where are you
Maryland.
located? Oh
I'm in
wow.
Maryland,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I travel to LA a lot.
Okay. Well, I
So
look
yeah,
forward to meeting you,
yeah.
and then also your sister, and and hosting you and with open arms. And
Thank
again,
you.
thank you so much for this opportunity to share a little bit about our work and our mission. We're excited about it, and you know,
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show program. Keep on the lookout in social media for our next episode. It should be one of the authors from the book fair. So we're gonna have as many as possible as mixed in with some of our other programming.
okay,
So, but I
good.
wanted to first start off with you to lay that foundation. So,
Okay,
thank
good.
you
And,
so
and
much.
let's stay in touch, because maybe as we move towards our 2024, as we get authors, I love to field them over to you in terms of helping to promote, their work and their involvement. Okay.
I,
That'd be
I
great.
be my pleasure.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you guys have a good rest of your week, and God
okay.
bless.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
Thank you,
much.
Cynthia.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.